So hello everyone. It's been a long time since I posted the last sort of technique video, but here we go again. And I want to start it talk a little bit about posture again, posture and pressure. If you remember, quite some time ago, it was one of my first posts when I talk about the importance of posture and pressure, and how the posture and pressure of different position makes the core of Jiu-Jitsu. And that is important, and a lot of time should be spent on working on those. And today I just want to a little bit further emphasize it, because sometimes when I see people like grappling and I see they use pad postures and why they use pad postures, even if they're higher level guys like purple belts and stuff, and they still do some goofy stuff, and it's where the training has been a little bit maybe out of focus on that part, not focusing too much on posture and pressure. And today I just want to bring a little example how I like to approach and how I think people get better. Well, basically you'll see what I mean. So for instance, as I said, every position sort of has their postures and pressures. Sometimes there's many little variations of a posture, so you could call it different postures, but not really. And a little example is like, for instance, side mount. Okay, so I'll give you a few examples. That let's say I'm in side mount. Now, in my opinion, the most important part about being in side mount is developing, is keeping it flat on the ground basically, and using your body weight, your chest, and your whole body weight to keep him down there, and then moving around. How he's going to react. He's going to try to shrimp a little bit. He's going to try to maybe turn on his knees the other way, and how do you deal with that? So basically, I will hold my chest here, okay, and I will figure out that I can develop pressure, like either lifting my butt up a little bit, but also by staying close. And when he's going to move a little bit, you know, the core is the most important part. Is how I now maneuver here. How I still keep my weight on him, keeping his weight on his far shoulder now to make it heavy. So I will move around here. Yes, I will use that good body posture. My back is straight. I will develop pressure here, keeping balance here. So that makes the core of it, in my opinion. I'm not even worried about yet him like trying to shrimp out of it or using frames to get me off. It's just very simply put, when he does nothing, to the core of it, all I need to do is lay my weight on him and balance myself. So just really simply, it would look something like this. I'll move a little. Yeah, he would move. I will find to keep my weight on his shoulders, to keep the shoulders down, not going too much over. If I go too much over, I fall away. Yeah, I need to come back. So I move around here. Yeah. So I keep my weight on him. I find out how I keep my balance here. I move here. Yes, staying nice and low, being maneuverable. So that's in my opinion, that's the most core thing of being in the side mount. And now we're gonna add little stuff to it, you know? Yeah, he's gonna try to get the knee in between, okay? Again, not talking about even the frames yet, okay? For instance, let's say we're gonna do this drill now. He would add the knee, so I would need to move a little bit. Okay, I need to move, and I will add a little stuff to it, like keeping my knee against his hip. Okay, so to prevent that. But pay attention, the same core movement is always involved. So he will try to get this knee in between. Let's say we've learned how to keep the knee here. We've learned that you can also use your arm here, okay, to prevent the knee, the guard escape, okay? Yeah. So we're gonna do a little drill again. So all he does, not even working on frames yet, he will try to get this in between. Yeah, going nice and easy. I will keep my hand there. I will still move here. Maybe put my knee in there. Yeah, putting my knee there, keeping my weight here, or my arm, moving around here, keeping my arm and knee. Okay, so then we keep adding stuff, you know. Maybe then, you know, he's gonna a little bit use his frames. You know, I might need to little bit work on destroying the frames by turning my body a little bit. Okay, push a little bit. I work a little bit like turning, but I still, at every point involved is the core movement of which was keeping the weight there and moving around with a good posture. Balance, posture, you know, moving around here. Everything we do here. Later on, even when we go into attacking here, when I teach people a Kimura or something, then as soon as they've done it like in dead repetitions a couple of times, I want them to start drilling this. And when they drill this, again, he will go slow here maybe. Yeah, and I will use the core movements. I will use that chest pressure again. Balance myself. Move around here. I find those openings. Let's say we taught a setup when he pushes, push my knee, right? When I put, yeah. So I learned to enter that, okay? So I learned to enter Kimura like that. So we do a drill on this, and every drill, you still work on the core. What was the core? You get my point? You add stuff, you add details, you add stuff, you add little nuances, yeah? But you still keep working on the core of it. And if this movement gets really good, if this movement, you get this, you keep, how to keep your pressure here, how to balance yourself at all times, how to stay low here, okay? If you get good at that, if you're really maneuverable, your pressures are really precise, bam, 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 then everything is good from your side now. Whatever attacks you decide to do, yeah? So that's why the working on the core always, it should be a part of the training, you know, even if you show some arm locks and stuff and chokes or whatever, then you should do a drill on this, which still involves using the core movement. You know, you're still always working on the core movement, even if you add stuff to it. You add attacks, you add little details, you still work on the core movement. Okay, so you get good at that, and if you get good at that, you get good at all around that position, okay? And just to give you a few more examples on that, so let's say I do a guard passing, like, I like to teach people, you know, this one leg in front, yeah? This is your posture for guard passing, not going into too much details. And the key now is keeping weight on him and balancing yourself, counterbalancing his every movement. He will try to like pull me, he tries to pull me, I counterbalance. I balance down here. He tries to push me one way. I put my weight down. He tries to push me that way. I balance more here, okay? So there's gonna be just all around, it's just staying here and then counterbalancing his movements. So when we do a little drill here, it's just, yeah, I will learn to stay here in my posture, counterbalancing his movements, finding my own balance here, okay? Yeah. So this is really, really simply put, that is the core of this posture, okay? How you hold it. And now we're gonna add stuff, you know, we might add, let's say, we're gonna add even let's say we had a pass, you know, we had a pass like knee cross pass, bam, we had a knee cross there. So, then we're gonna do a little drill. Again, he can go easy, you know, if you learn something new, you can't go hard at first, because you just don't know it, you know, you're really awkward at it. So you just go easy, he's gonna go easy. He will tilt me like, yeah, I will hold my balance here, okay, still working on the core of the position, yeah, and then I find my opportunity, bam. Okay, we go again, yeah. I keep going, always working the core of it, which was holding that good posture and always balancing myself, counterbalancing his movements here. Bam, bam, bam. So you learn stuff, but still you work on the core, what was the core of it, okay? So your core always gets better even if you add some new stuff to it. You're still working on the core. A lot of isolation drilling to do that, okay? Another example would be a stand-up wrestling, for instance, you know? How I a little bit rambled on that you want to have your knees bent, chest in front, head up, I mean back straight, head up, and this is basically a freestyle wrestling posture. At least what I like to teach people, you know. Some people might have other opinions. And then you learn, you know, then you're going to learn how to develop your pressure here. You learn to push each other here in good posture, yeah. And again, always like, he will, again, this is like pushing him and then balancing yourself, which will make the core, like, really core of it all. Because when we push each other, he will try to lay strana. He will come out, so I can't fall on my face, so you need to have like precise balancing movements here. I'm always pushing him, we'll be pushing each other and moving. Pushing and moving and bam. We'll be going wrist fighting. That's the core of it. That's the core, even if we don't add anything else to this. That's the core. Posture and pressure here, moving around here. Bam, wrist fighting, bam. And later on, you add some technique, yeah? You add a single leg, bam, here. I go in there, bam. Okay? So again, you do a drill on this. Yeah, let's say I'm gonna go for single leg. So I'm moving here, working on the core of the position, which was holding my posture. Wrist fighting, developing pressure and going in there, bam, single leg. At all times, I'm working still, what was the core of that, what was the core of it, yeah? So, that's just a little postural reminder, maybe a little bit more explain what I talked about several months ago. You always want to work on the core and you want to have your good posture and pressure down. Always you add new stuff, do an isolation drill on this, which will still involve using that core movement and body postures, okay? So that was just a little, this topic today was just a little postural, reminding you how important it is to have a good posture, and you should always try to develop it, and no matter what you do, if you learn some new stuff, it will still involve you, whatever position it is, it will still involve using that, maneuvering into that thing, new technique that you learned, while you're using still the core of the position, yeah? Okay, so that was the little point of this week, and yeah, that's that.